Today, we're exploring 12 haunted places, eerie locations in America that come alive on Halloween night. Number 1. House of Seven Gables, Salem, Massachusetts. In Salem, Massachusetts, the House of Seven Gables stands like a dark reminder of the past. Built in 1668, the mansion is famous for inspiring Nathaniel Hawthorne's Gothic novel, but many believe its reputation as a haunted house is more than fiction. Salem, already marked by the witch trials of 1692, feels especially alive with ghosts during Halloween, and the Gables has long been at the center of that lore. Those who tour the house tell of sudden cold spots and shadows that vanish when chased. A servant girl is said to linger on the twisting staircases, her footsteps echoing when no one is near. Visitors sometimes hear whispers in the attic or sobbing from empty rooms. Hawthorne himself is even rumored to return, his ghost tied forever to the home that shaped his most famous story. The narrow corridors and hidden passageways only add to the house's unsettling charm. Every October, the mansion is part of Salem's Halloween celebrations. By candlelight, guides retell ghost stories alongside the history of the house, giving guests a chance to walk where fiction and folklore collide. Families wander through halls where centuries of tragedy and mystery seem layered into the wood itself. On Halloween night, the House of Seven Gables becomes something more than a landmark. Outside, Salem's streets fill with costumes and glowing jack-o'-lanterns. Inside, the house grows silent, as though waiting. Those who stand in the dark rooms speak of feeling watched, as if the mansion itself has woken for All Hallows' Eve. Number 2. Lincoln Park, Chicago, Illinois. Chicago's Lincoln Park is a lively place today, filled with trails, families, and the city's famous zoo. Yet few realize this park was once a vast cemetery. In the 1800s, tens of thousands of people were buried here, but when the land was turned into a park, not every grave was moved. Historians believe thousands of bodies remain beneath the grass, and each Halloween, stories say the restless dead rise again. Visitors walking through the park at night often report sudden chills or hearing footsteps follow them in the dark. Near the infamous Suicide Bridge, shadowy shapes have been spotted crossing before vanishing. Paranormal investigators come each October with cameras and recorders, often capturing strange lights and voices. Halloween seems to stir the place, as if the veil between past and present thins over the old burial ground. Even the Lincoln Park Zoo has ghostly tales. Built directly over old graves, it has long been considered one of the most haunted zoos in America. Zookeepers tell of unseen presences brushing past them and footsteps echoing through empty hallways. Guests swear they've seen figures in 19th century clothing wander the grounds as though unaware the world has changed. On Halloween night, Lincoln Park takes on a strange beauty. Costumed families stroll its paths, but just beneath the laughter lies something older. The rustle of leaves might be the autumn wind, or the restless dead, reminding Chicago of the thousands who still rest, forgotten beneath the soil. Number 3. Sleepy Hollow, New York. No place captures the spirit of Halloween like Sleepy Hollow. This quiet village along the Hudson River became immortal thanks to Washington Irving's tale of Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman. Written in 1820, the story told of a ghostly rider, said to be the spirit of a soldier who lost his head to a cannonball during the Revolutionary War. Since then, locals have claimed the horseman still rides each autumn night, searching for what he lost. Travelers have long whispered about hearing phantom hooves on foggy roads or seeing a dark rider race across the bridge before vanishing. On crisp October evenings, the air itself seems heavy with the legend. Halloween, however, is when the town feels most alive with its ghosts. The old Dutch burying ground, where Irving himself rests, becomes the heart of lantern tours and ghost walks. Each October, the town transforms into a celebration of both history and haunting. Thousands of carved pumpkins glow across the valley in dazzling displays, while reenactments bring Irving's tale to life. The pounding of hooves, the tolling of the church bell, and the flicker of lantern light all combine to make Sleepy Hollow feel like a place where legend and reality blend seamlessly. On Halloween night, the Headless Horseman returns. Whether through imagination or haunting, people swear they see him thundering through the mist, his cape flying behind him, his search endless. For visitors, Sleepy Hollow is not just a storybook village. It is America's most famous Halloween legend, alive each year under the October moon. Number 4. New Orleans, Louisiana, America's most haunted city. New Orleans is often called the most haunted city in America, and on Halloween night, its legends rise with the mist. The city's history is filled with tales of pirates, voodoo queens, tragic deaths, and restless spirits, making its French Quarter a place where the past never truly rests. From St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 to shadowy balconies above Bourbon Street, New Orleans feels alive with the supernatural each October. One of the city's most famous figures is Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen, whose ghost is said to walk near her tomb, dressed in bright clothes and wrapped in a red bandana. Others speak of the LaLaurie Mansion, where Madame Delphine LaLaurie's cruelty left scars so deep that her victims are believed to remain in the halls, screaming when the night is quiet. In New Orleans, nearly every corner has its story, every building a secret. During Halloween, the atmosphere is unlike anywhere else in the country. Candlelit ghost tours move through narrow streets, storytellers guide crowds past haunted homes, and parades of costumed revelers blur the line between celebration and haunting. The cemeteries, with their above-ground tombs and crumbling walls, become gathering points for those who believe spirits walk closest on All Hallows' Eve. For visitors, New Orleans is more than a city. It is a living legend. On Halloween night, the jazz echoes like a heartbeat. Lanterns flicker in the courtyards, and the past seems just a breath away. Here, history and haunting are inseparable, and the ghosts of New Orleans make sure no one ever forgets it. Number 5. Pittock Mansion, Portland, Oregon. High in the hills of Portland sits the Pittock Mansion, a grand home built in 1914 by Henry and Georgiana Pittock. Though once a symbol of success and new beginnings, today it is better known for the spirits who may still wander its halls. Especially on Halloween, visitors say the mansion comes alive with echoes of its past. Guests often report hearing windows shutting on their own, footsteps across empty floors, and even the faint scent of roses, the favorite flower of Georgiana Pittock. Some staff members claim to have seen shadowy figures on the grand staircase or a man peering from an upstairs window when no one is there. For many, the mansion feels less like a museum and more like a place where its original owners never left. During the Halloween season, tours of the mansion take on an eerie quality. The ornate rooms, filled with antique furniture, seem to whisper of another era. The surrounding hills, often covered in autumn fog, make the towering house appear isolated, as though it is waiting for something unseen. Families who explore the mansion on ghost tours speak of feeling watched, as though Portland's most elegant home has secrets it refuses to release. By day, Pittock Mansion tells the story of ambition and perseverance. By night, especially on Halloween, it tells another story, one of lingering presences and unanswered questions. The mansion has become one of Oregon's most famous haunted landmarks, a place where history and haunting walk side by side. Number 6. Pine Barrens, southern New Jersey. Deep in the woods of southern New Jersey lies the Pine Barrens, a sprawling forest filled with centuries of legends. By far its most famous is the story of the Jersey Devil, a winged creature said to haunt the region since the 1700s. With glowing eyes, leathery wings, and a chilling scream, the Jersey Devil is said to emerge most often on stormy nights, and many believe Halloween is when its presence is strongest. According to legend, the creature was born to Mother Leeds in 1735, cursed from birth and banished to the forest. Over the centuries, countless people have claimed to see it darting through the trees or hear its piercing cries in the distance. Farmers once found their livestock mysteriously slaughtered, and travelers reported being chased through the woods by something not of this world. The Pine Barrens, quiet and empty by day, turn sinister by night. On Halloween, the legend of the Jersey Devil takes center stage. Locals share stories around bonfires, and ghost tours lead brave visitors into the woods, where the crunch of leaves can sound like footsteps too close behind. The winds whistle through the trees in strange tones, adding to the feeling that the forest is alive and watching. For New Jersey, the Pine Barrens is more than a patch of wilderness. It is a place where folklore still breathes. And every Halloween, when the night is long and the moon casts shadows between the pines, many believe the Jersey Devil still roams, reminding all who hear its cry that some legends never die. Number 7. San Antonio, Texas. In San Antonio, one of the most famous Halloween legends unfolds near a set of old railroad tracks. According to local lore, a tragic accident in the mid-20th century claimed the lives of school children when their bus stalled on the tracks as a train approached. Ever since, the site has been known as one of the most haunted places in Texas, especially during Halloween, when the story is retold under the autumn moon. Visitors say that if you park your car on the tracks and leave it in neutral, unseen hands will push it to safety. To prove the legend, people sprinkle baby powder on the bumpers and swear they see small handprints appear. On Halloween night, the atmosphere is even more chilling, with many believing the spirits of the children return to protect others from their fate. While skeptics offer scientific explanations, the legend lives on. Parents once warned their children not to play near the tracks, and teenagers dared each other to test the story under the October sky. The tale became part of San Antonio's identity, linking tragedy, mystery, and the enduring belief that the dead can still reach across to the living. For many, the haunted railroad tracks are more than just a roadside attraction. They are a reminder of how fragile life can be. On Halloween night, as the wind whistles through the brush and the distant sound of a train echoes, it is easy to believe that unseen hands still linger, determined to keep others safe. Number 8. St. Augustine Lighthouse, Florida. The St. Augustine Lighthouse stands tall against the Florida coast, its beam cutting through sea mist and darkness. But beyond its beauty lies a chilling legend that comes alive each Halloween. The lighthouse, completed in the 1870s, has long been tied to tales of restless spirits, most famously the ghosts of two young sisters who died tragically on the grounds. Visitors climbing the spiral staircase often report hearing laughter or footsteps when no one else is near. Some say they've seen the figure of a girl in a blue dress peering from the top before vanishing into thin air. Others describe shadowy shapes darting along the stairwell, or whispers carried by the ocean breeze. The lighthouse has become one of Florida's most haunted landmarks, where history and heartbreak refuse to fade. Each Halloween, the lighthouse opens for nighttime tours, where guides tell its ghost stories by lantern light. The crashing of the waves below adds to the atmosphere, as guests climb the same stairs where countless sightings have been reported. Families come for the history, but often leave with their own eerie experiences. For locals, the St. Augustine Lighthouse is more than a historic landmark. It is a place where the past is alive. On Halloween night, when the sky is dark and the sea is restless, the spirits of the lighthouse seem to awaken, reminding visitors that the coast holds more than just beauty. It holds ghosts who never left. Number 9. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, Weston, West Virginia. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston is one of the most infamous haunted places in America. Built in the mid-1800s to house patients with mental illness, it became known for overcrowding, harsh treatments, and untold suffering. Today, it stands as a massive reminder of a troubled past, and each Halloween, its reputation as a haunted asylum comes to life. Former patients are said to linger in the halls, their spirits unable to escape the torment they endured. Visitors report hearing screams echoing through empty corridors, shadow figures moving between rooms, and the sudden slamming of heavy doors. The most famous ghost is Lily, a little girl who is said to play with visitors, giggling and rolling a ball across the floor. Her presence is both eerie and heartbreaking. During Halloween, the asylum hosts tours and ghost hunts that attract people from across the country. The towering stone building, lit by the pale glow of the moon, looks like something from a Gothic novel. Inside, the peeling paint and abandoned wards create an atmosphere that makes even skeptics uneasy. For many, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum is not just a haunted site. It is a place where real history and ghostly legends meet. On Halloween night, when the veil between the living and the dead feels thinnest, the asylum's halls seem alive once more, filled with echoes of the past that refuse to fade. Number 10. Winchester Mystery House, San Jose, California. In San Jose, California, stands one of the strangest homes in America, the Winchester Mystery House. Built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of the rifle fortune heir, the sprawling mansion is filled with twisting hallways, staircases that lead to nowhere, and doors that open into walls. Sarah believed that the restless spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles haunted her, and she designed the house to confuse them. On Halloween night, the house becomes one of the most chilling places in the country. Visitors say the mansion feels alive, as though it holds secrets in its endless rooms. Guests report cold drafts that appear from nowhere, footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and the sound of doors creaking when no one is near. Some claim to see Sarah herself wandering the house in black, still trying to outwit the spirits she believed were after her. With its odd architecture and eerie history, the house is a perfect backdrop for ghostly encounters. Each Halloween, the Winchester House hosts candlelit tours, where the dim light makes the twisting halls even more unsettling. Guides lead visitors through hidden rooms and narrow staircases, telling stories of sightings and unexplained events. The mansion becomes less of a tourist site and more of a living legend. For many, the Winchester Mystery House is not just about its strange design. It is about the woman who poured her fears into every wall. On Halloween night, when the shadows seem deeper and the house creaks like it's breathing, the legend of Sarah Winchester's haunted labyrinth feels very real. Number 11. Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once one of the most feared prisons in America, Eastern State Penitentiary now stands as a crumbling monument to punishment and despair. Built in the 1820s, it introduced solitary confinement as a way to reform inmates, but the harsh conditions often broke their spirits instead. Today, its stone walls are said to echo with the cries of those who never left, and on Halloween night, it is one of the most terrifying places in the country. Visitors walking the empty cell blocks often describe hearing voices calling their names, footsteps following close behind, and even the sound of chains dragging across the floor. Some have seen shadow figures darting through the halls, or faces staring back at them from behind iron doors. The prison's infamous Cell Block 12, known for extreme isolation, is said to be especially active with ghostly presences. During Halloween season, Eastern State opens its doors for Halloween Nights, a mix of haunted attractions and ghost tours. The already chilling atmosphere of cracked walls and rusting bars is amplified by the knowledge of what happened there. Guests often leave with more than just a thrill. They leave with stories they can't explain. For Philadelphia, Eastern State Penitentiary is more than a ruin. It is a reminder of how cruelty can linger. And on Halloween, when the autumn air chills the stone and the past feels close, it is easy to believe the inmates are still there, watching from the shadows. Number 12. Mark Twain House, Hartford, Connecticut. The Mark Twain House in Hartford may be known as the home of one of America's greatest writers, but it also holds a reputation for being haunted. Built in the 1870s, this grand Gothic-style mansion was where Twain wrote many of his classics. Yet behind the literary history lies a story of tragedy, loss, and the possibility that spirits remain in its halls, especially during Halloween. Visitors and staff have reported strange events over the years. Doors slam without explanation. Ghostly figures have been seen in mirrors, and faint whispers echo through the rooms. Some believe Twain's own spirit lingers, drawn back to the place where he created his most famous works. Others say it may be the ghost of his daughter Susie, who died tragically at the home. Her presence is often felt as a soft, watchful energy. On Halloween, the house transforms into one of New England's most atmospheric haunted sites. Special tours take guests by candlelight through the ornate rooms, where shadows flicker on carved walls and portraits seem to watch in silence. The air feels heavy with memory, as though the family who once lived there never fully left. For many, the Mark Twain house is more than a literary landmark. It is a reminder that even the most brilliant lives carry sorrow, and that those emotions can linger. On Halloween night, when visitors gather to listen to ghost stories, they often feel the boundary between past and present blur, and perhaps catch a glimpse of Twain's world still alive in spirit. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.